Posting broadcast, public, videos live.
Hold on.
Welcome, early people, to the Three Guys podcast. We're not completely finished setting everything up yet.
This isn't fucking Twitch, man.
Yeah, so I'm just saying,
It means
for what
people that are clicking on their shit are watching.
I'm not going to be editing this once it uploads to my channel from Google Hangouts. So the people who join in right at the beginning, I don't know. Maybe I'll go so far as to give you a link to where the video podcast thing actually starts, so you don't have to sit here and watch us finish setting up.
I damn sure wouldn't watch me when it's setting up.
We started broadcasting early because Komodo wants a chance to get people to start watching it before we actually start. So enjoy the behind the scenes look at us setting stuff up.
Are they just
fucking
looking at a big-ass
Minecraft?
picture of my face?
Yeah.
Fucking Minecraft.
I'm gonna go on the record and say I don't really blame you for not wanting to play Minecraft. I get sick of Minecraft very easily as well.
Me, it's just not for me. That's all I gotta say. It really isn't. Like, a lot of people can play that and have fun, but I can easily tell just by watching videos of it, I would get bored of it and just, like, flat out just not play it at all after that.
Is it scratchy for anybody else or just me?
What are you talking about, Scratchy?
Never mind, we're good.
They put on my poster finally. Cover this hole.
Feel free to sponsor me.
I want you to put your channel up there so that you can see how many people are in here and you can see the message as they're talking. If we're talking.
What? My channel where?
Your actual channel.
Oh, you just want me to have my channel up?
Yeah.
There you go.
Done.
How many people are hidden here?
12 people. 12 non-existent people. People that love.
Where does this hang out? Why can't I see it on my channel?
You have to go to your feed.
Yeah.
That's dumb. Oh, there it is. I just want to go on record and say Google Hangouts is dumb.
Word to your mother.
There's
I should probably put this right here. Sorry for all this noise you're about to hear.
All this noise.
nobody in. I
don't
know what I see.
That noise. Hear all that noise. Listen to all the noise.
Okay.
Boom, biggity, bam. That noise.
That doesn't.
Doesn't what?
I don't see where it tells me how many people are in here.
Should be at the top.
Top right.
Yeah, it just says click to leave a comment, disable automatic updates, view all comments. So I'm guessing there's nobody in here.
No love. No love.
Don't hurt me.
Where's your people?
Don't hurt me. No more.
my
What is
people?
love?
I told
Yeah.
all y'all to do the Twitter thing. Did you?
Yeah, mine did it automatically. I'm pretty sure. I'll check right now. Let me see.
Oh, thank you, Osiris.
The bacon's here.
Yeah, I like to. That's how I remind people to put this shit up.
Bacon says 3 guys thought it was supposed to be 4. The hell is this?
It's 3.5. I'm black.
Stop the fucking negativity.
Don't be negative. Be positive. Like some people that have AIDS.
I was gonna say HIV positive or.
I'll beat you to the punch.
Speaking of AIDS, you know you can get that shit in the oral strip now?
You get AIDS in the oral strip? What? You mean test? You get tested in an oral strip?
Yeah.
You said that completely
Well, I mean,
wrong.
you can get AIDS in an oral strip if you go to the AIDS oral strip testing place and find one that's positive and lick it.
Okay. You have to be disgustingly freaking technical with that.
There, I just retweeted your tweet, Komodo. Is that good enough?
Yeah. Did I do this right?
Time for me to retweet that.
Did you do what right? All I see is your mouth.
this right there. Is that right? Did I do the HTTP?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Nobody's
gonna click it anyway. Okay, let's check this out.
Retweet.
What the hell is this? Okay, calm down.
Bacon, what's up, man? What's up, Bacon? If you're still here, put hi at the bottom or something, or put booby tatas, BOOBIETATAS.
For the love of God, don't put booby tatas.
How do I change this shit?
So your options are put booby tatas, or like he said, don't put booby tatas. Up to you.
I don't get this. How do I change?
It was on the opposite. You didn't mirror the image. So
I don't think it's mirrored.
Yeah, you didn't mirror it. You just pointed at Eric. You pointed at Eric. You pointed at Eric.
Who am I pointing at? Bacon. Tell me who I'm pointing at.
You're pointing at me.
Osiris.
You're pointing at me.
You're in the middle. I'm on the left.
Osiris. Right there.
We're both Osiris?
Yeah. What's up, Osiris?
Huh?
I wasn't talking to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you putting up your little...
He hasn't commented back, so...
Okay. Fuck you too, Bacon. Comes in for a second and then bounces out.
That's love right there. That's love.
Why did I put the actual link in my thing?
Freaking subscribe to her.
I hope I didn't break it.
I just realized I'm not subscribed to you, so I'm gonna fix that right now.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. I just realized. I thought I was, but I.
So now we have to do everything over again.
I'm not offended. It's alright. I'll forgive you. I haven't subscribed to you. I am sub to you.
Don't worry about it.
Go to Twitter and click on that link and tell us if it puts it right back here.
Hold on, I'm busy setting up my thing. You guys
you're
all
live right now.
I know we are, but this is still setup time. If you missed that whole thing while you were like had your mouth in the camera, your grill was all up in the camera.
It was all up in our faces. Bam! I just did come on Mojo fake.
What?
You'll see. Eventually you'll see.
Probably not.
You probably will.
It doesn't involve Twitter.
No, it doesn't involve Twitter.
That's an ugly green.
Did you guys click on the link and see if it worked?
Nope.
So we don't have to resend it again?
Click on the link to see if it works. All right, let's check out the link here. Check out this Twitter. www.twitter.com/fuck. Okay, let's see here.
Wouldn't be surprised if that was an actual channel.
And it said, oh, Bacon said 3 guys. I don't know if you guys saw it before. Bacon said 3 guys, thought it was supposed to be 4. The hell is this? The hell is you, Bacon? The hell is you?
Bacon, there's an open spot if you want to jump in.
We right here, Bacon. Stop acting like you at work.
Thug life.
Shit is real out here in these streets. Join in.
See how bright that light is right there? That way. I was just...
That shit be bright.
You're pointing at me.
I'm watching the live. I'm watching the stream while being on the stream.
Streamception.
Let me know if I lag.
Yeah. You were lagging before you did that, so.
Fucking streamception.
Did I lag? Osiris.
Huh?
Did I lag?
I wasn't even paying attention.
Watch it again.
Yeah, you lagged.
Why did you click out? That way you can type to people.
Huh? I didn't click out. I'm right here.
Okay. Ready, Osiris?
Hold on a second.
Okay. Ready, Osiris?
We do have 1 viewer, so that 1 viewer is Osiris.
I think that's me. So much love. So
Am
much
I lagging?
love.
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay, so basically, you're not lagging. It's all good. Perfectly fine as far as I know. And shit, that's basically it.
Welcome to the Four Guys Podcast featuring Eric Walsh 88.
E-dubs.
Welcome to the Four Guys Podcast featuring E-dubs 88.
It's three guys. What are you doing? Three guys. What are you doing, Dad? You fucking up.
It's going to a Four Guys fucking channel.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh.
Once again.
It's two guys. It's two guys and a black guy. Two guys and a black guy. I'm sorry. It's two guys and a black guy.
At a pizza shop.
At a pizza shop. Yes. All right. Now you want to say it? You want to do the intro? No. Please continue.
Do your intro. Go ahead.
So. That's all you get.
Oh, come on.
5 fucking times.
All right, fine. I'll do it.
5 fucking times.
Let the dark person do it. Welcome to the Four Guys Podcast featuring E-Dubs88.
What up?
AKA, also known as Eric Walsh 88. Komodo Mojo.
What's going on, guys? What's up? Booby Tatas.
And me, yours truly, the darky, Osiris was here. Pretty much.
You're saying we can call you that, right? The darky?
No, don't call me the dark. No, what the fuck is wrong with you?
What the fuck is wrong with you? You said it.
Well, you can say that.
I didn't call you El Dark One.
Fucking trending worldwide, the darky. That's
and Booby Tatas.
Now that's going to be second. Oh, fuck, no. I had a cigarette out already. Fuck it.
Your girl's even saying it, so.
Yes, I know. Fuck.
That's what I mean.
Anywho, basically, what is the topic of the day?
One topic of the day is for sure is the gun law. Gun ban.
The gun ban? They ban guns? Since what?
Not
banning
yet.
guns. Banning guns. I can go outside. I can go outside and talk to a gentleman right now that has about a trunk full of guns. What? I don't see no banning there. That's about as banning as freaking prohibition in the 1920s. Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
What?
I live in Canada. We had gun laws here the whole time, so.
Okay, let me just take this over. Okay, what's going on, guys?
I heard they're taking assault rifles away from the Americans, though.
Oh my god!
I don't know why you need an AK to hunt a deer.
God damn it! Look, I need my shotgun. As long as they're not taking away my shotgun, it's all good. Why are you staring at me like that? Stop staring. Okay, fine.
So tired of getting interrupted.
Sorry. Just go.
All right, it's my topic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as we all know, in America, not in Canada, I don't know how that shit works, but in America right now, there is going to be a law that is going to be voted on, which is called the gun ban. Basically, it's this: assault rifle ban. Have you guys heard about it? Osiris?
I am not into the media, so I would not hear it unless it's coming from you guys. But all I have to say about that is this: it's whatever. I mean,
Okay.
if you can ban assault rifles, that's great because that just makes it more better for the guys who's actually on the streets selling it. They make a better profit off of it. Let's be real.
Eric, you're not American, but you can have a thought on whether guns should be banned or not. Let's break it down. When we're talking about a gun ban, we're talking about assault rifles.
Yeah, no, and I've heard that the ARs are being taken away from people. I mean,
Not my AR-15.
what do you need? What do you need an AR-15 to hunt deer for?
Who the fuck said I'm hunting deer?
Right.
I need them for when the zombie apocalypse happens.
Why do you need an AR-15? Is my point. Like okay, yeah, you got your pistol to protect yourself. You got your hunting rifle if you're a hunter. You got your shotgun. You go hunting birds, whatever. But what use does a civilian have for an AK-47 other than to go off to the rifle range and blow $100 on ammunition and blow that away? And you can still do that. You just can't go to your local gun store and buy an assault rifle anymore. So why? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't see what the big deal is. Maybe because I grew up in Canada and not everybody has a gun.
My local gun store has always been the freaking liquor store, so you know what I mean.
Well, here's the deal.
Buy a bottle of Jack and just get a freaking gun, new Glock.
Well, here's the deal. The whole assault rifle ban makes no sense to me, and especially about people that bitch about it. They're like, oh, I want to have my guns. I want to be able to have an assault rifle. And their biggest thing that they talk about is what if somebody comes to my house and tries to kill me? Then I have to have an assault rifle. But here's my thought to this. Bazookas are illegal. No one's bitching that they can't have a bazooka. You can't have a grenade. No one's bitching about they can't have grenades. But here's the deal.
They're whiny.
Right. The same argument they use for guns is like, oh, if somebody comes to my house, I want to have a better gun than they do. But nobody bitches about a grenade. And once grenades get banned, what they're going to say, oh, I should be able to use a grenade in my house to defend myself. And it's like, yeah, you're telling me if somebody comes into your house, you're just going to say, gung-ho, fuck that, boom. No, it's fucking stupid. You don't need an assault rifle. If somebody comes to your house, use a fucking pistol. That's legal. If you need an assault rifle, that just means you need 60 bullets to fucking put a stencil around the guy you're trying to kill. If you cannot kill him with a fucking pistol and you tell me you need 60 bullets, what that means is you shouldn't have a gun because you don't know how to fucking aim.
Basically, if you have an assault rifle, what's really the point besides you there's a secret reason to have an assault rifle, either to do something illegal or to just basically do something illegal, because you're not gonna go out there to hunt any deer or any type of animal in the U.S. with a freaking assault rifle. That makes no sense, because that's just gonna fuck up your dinner. But at the same time, you gotta think about it. It's like, you're gonna waste how much money for bullets?
Right.
How much? Like, at least I believe it's about $500 for a carton, for a box full. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure, but it's too much money to be spent on that. And it should have been illegal to have that specific type of gun in the U.S. from the get-go, because other than wanting to, self-defense, other than self-defense, there's no reason to have it.
Right. That's exactly the point. The assault rifles are meant for one reason: assault. You know what I mean? It's not called defender weapons. No, it's an assault weapon. It's for fucking war. And it's the same argument that they have. It's like, well, if they have a gun, I should have a gun. But that's the same argument as saying Korea has a fucking nuke. I mean, we have a nuke, so should everybody in the fucking world. Like, no, it doesn't work like that.
Jesus Christ, 5.56 ammo is cheap.
Yeah, it's not $500. I don't know where you shop.
Hey. Like I said,
I might get myself an ammo.
Like I said, liquor store. They have liquor store prices.
Yeah. Here's another thing that they say. If you've got, like, let's say a shotgun, you can't have a pistol grip on it. But here's my thought: don't put a fucking pistol grip on it. It's not fucking complicated. You can have a shotgun, just not a pistol grip.
Well, going back to the whole, if someone breaks into my house, I need an AK to defend myself. Just for all the Americans that are watching who don't know, here in Canada, if somebody breaks into my house and is threatening to kill and or rape my family, and I pull out a gun and shoot him in the face, I'm going to jail for murder.
For real?
Yeah. If a dude breaks into my house and I beat him down with a baseball bat at my front door, I'm going to jail I'm being charged with assault. If he breaks in my house and my dog attacks him, my dog's probably getting put down and I'm getting charged.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
That's
ridiculous. So anybody who says they need an AR to be able to defend themselves in their home, why don't you move on up here to Canada and talk about defending yourself in your home? Because that's something that's really bugged me for a long time.
Yeah. Another thing I was thinking about is people talking about let's say the type of gun it is. For instance, like they bitch about a 22 can't stop anybody, and I'm like, a 22 can't stop anybody? Why don't you put that to your dome, pull the trigger, and then tell me about it later?
Basically.
You know what I mean? It's just so stupid.
No, it's pretty ridiculous. I mean, I could understand if you use the assault rifles because you're like some SWAT team commander or something.
Yeah.
But there's no reason why a civilian needs an assault rifle.
No civilians need assault rifles. That's just ridiculous. For what reason?
I can see carrying a pistol, especially if you live somewhere where everybody else carries pistols. Because, yeah, I mean, if everybody else in the room has a pistol, I'm probably not going to feel very safe unless I have a pistol too.
Right.
But, I mean, this isn't Somalia. There aren't dudes walking down the street with AKs that are going to, you know, open up on you at any moment, and you need an AK strapped to your back to defend yourself because your name's Nathan Drake.
Yes. Well, here's the other thing that they talk about is like, they need the gun for self-defense, like what you were saying. You know, like if somebody else had a gun, then you have to have a gun. This isn't the fucking Wild West. You know what I mean? No one's asking you to duel.
Well, more of my point with that is, like, I've been to the States. Like, I live in Canada, but I've been to the States, and I've been to, like, North Carolina, Florida, and places where, you know, you're allowed to openly bear arms and walk around with a, you know, 6-shooter on your hip. Like, it is the Wild West. And to be honest, if I knew that pretty much everybody and their brother out there was running around with a pistol, and yeah, I would feel a little bit safer having my own Glock, knowing that some dude could grab me at a red light and carjack me if I wasn't carrying a pistol to defend myself. I mean, some guy tries to carjack me at a red light, and I can pull a pistol out and pop a couple shots through my door and take him down. Hey.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about people shouldn't have guns at all. I'm just saying if it's illegal, then it's illegal. Don't bitch about it. You know what I mean? You can't have this gun. Don't get that gun. You know what I mean?
And I'm sure that, like, rifle ranges and people who own them or want to own them to shoot them for recreational purposes, I'm sure that they'll still be available at those places. You just can't own it.
Yeah, you can't bring it home. Yeah, and they also bitch about, like, you know, what I was saying before about the, you know, the pistol grip on it. They're like, a gun is a gun. Yeah, NyQuil is just NyQuil till you add shit to it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you don't hear NASCAR drivers complaining that they can't drive their stock cars to the grocery store.
Right.
Right? Why do you need a high performance rifle for civilian life? You're not going to war. You don't need a gun that's built for war. Just like you're not racing at 500 miles an hour, you don't need a car that's built to drive at 500 miles an hour when you're driving around city streets. It just doesn't make any damn sense.
Pretty much that you should not have it at home. That's just pretty much it. That's just like, end it right there, because the law makes sense. That law makes sense to just end all type of assault rifles to have at home, because no civilian should have it. I mean, if you're licensed to have a pistol, that's great. If you have a shotgun, a little bit excessive, but still, as long as you're licensed for it, it's good.
Yeah, and I'm okay with a shotgun. Just go ahead.
But if you have like a submachine gun to, like, I don't know, like if you have a submachine gun, freaking assault rifle, that's just a bit excessive, because it's like, what are you gonna use it for? What are you using it for? To protect yourself? Come on, you're gonna go. If you have a rifle, okay, that's okay as long as you're using it as a hunting rifle. Anything other than that, as long as you're licensed to it, and if you do something illegal, it's going to come back to you. But either way, you know, unless you're using it for hunting and any other specific type of reason to use a rifle, that's cool. But an automatic, assault rifle and a submachine gun, those two, just excessive. And if assault rifles are the first to go, submachine guns got to go next. Because, I mean, the only ones who should actually have that are, like,
SWAT teams.
SWAT teams, basically. Exactly. SWAT teams. Because they have a reason to it. They got to, you know, not only to defend themselves, but to make sure that they put down whatever perpetrator that they're going after for. They need to put down whoever they're going after, pretty much.
Right.
And they should be the only ones to actually have it. If you at home sitting next to an M4, what the fuck are you sitting next to an M4 for? That shit better be a piece of memorabilia with no fucking bullets, and this shit better be freaking carved down to make sure you don't shoot it ever again.
Right.
Or your name better be Solid Snake.
Your name better be Solid Snake, exactly. Or Snake Plissken, something of the sort.
And here's another thing that they talk about, is that, you know, they bring up the whole fact that the guns, or not the guns, the drugs, saying we can't have drugs has done really well against the crime, I mean the drug community or whatever, you know, people having drugs.
American drug on war or war on drugs is great.
Yeah, but here's the thing: they've got fucking stop signs to tell you to stop. Yeah, not everybody follows it, but the majority do. And guess what? You're not dead because of it.
Yeah, I just want to do a quick survey here for the American government to let them know how their war on drugs has been working since they instituted that way back when. Osiris, how far do you have to go to find a bag of weed? Hey Komodo, how far do you think you'd have to go to find a bag of weed?
I don't know where to get some. I know where to get some, but I'd have to go.
But if you
miles.
had to get it,
right down the street.
That long, right?
Let's think of it this way. Let's think of it this way. America is failing at that so much that they have forced to use weed as recreational drugs and actually have that in hospitals. So you already know that shit's just going to hell and that they're just giving up on it. They're just like,
I just wanted
fine.
to take that poll and make sure that, you know, they those trillions of dollars a year that they donate and dedicate to that are you know, going hard to work.
Oh yeah,
But
it's definitely going to good use.
We have to go on the fence about it too. I mean, let's really decide what is a drug. Weed, to me, is not a drug because it grows from the fucking ground, and corn isn't a fucking drug either. You know what I mean? If corn made you fat, there you go. Corn makes you fat. Weed makes you happy. You know what I mean?
Here's my point that I'll add into this is Portugal used to have a really bad problem with drugs. There was a huge addiction rate. There was a lot of homeless people, and there was whole sections of Portugal that were just known as being the area where you would go and you could literally see people shooting up heroin on the street.
God damn.
How they responded to it was they made it all legal. They decriminalized it all, and they made it so that drugs were no longer something that was taboo. And people weren't ashamed if you were addicted to drugs anymore because drugs weren't associated with being a criminal and drugs weren't associated with being a bad thing. So people weren't ashamed to come forward and say, I'm addicted to drugs and I need help. They now have like one of the lowest addiction rates there is. They have some of the best support for people who are addicted to drugs because it's no longer a really big taboo thing. It's a minor slap on the wrist. You might get a ticket if you get caught with it, but for the most part, like, you don't get heavy jail time for it. And when you catch somebody smoking weed on the streets at, you know, 18, 17 years old and you throw them in jail for 10 years, that fucks their life up. For the rest of their life now, they have to rely on being a criminal because they're not going to be able to get a normal white-collar job like you or I because they've got a criminal record now, and ain't nobody's going to hire some drug-addicted guy with a criminal record. So now he has to get money his way, and the only way he knows how is as a criminal because you threw him in prison with a bunch of other criminals, and that's who he learned from.
Right.
Exactly. You got to think of it this way. Laws are made to be broken. Some laws are made to be broken. When you specify something that grows from the ground as a drug, as an illegal substance, people are not going to listen. Maybe there are, a lot of them do, but some aren't. But when you just demolish that whole law, there's no telling what will happen, what will be the outcome. Because, yeah, there are some benefits out of it. There is, you know, basically a pivot of things to happen. It may go bad, it may go good, but being how there's such a strict law on drugs where you can get 10 years for just having a nickel bag of weed,
Right.
Come on now. That's ridiculous.
The American laws on weed are pretty ridiculous. I'll admit that.
But they are going away.
You guys can't
Slowly.
even...
In Colorado, you can.
The actual like seeds themselves are illegal. There's a Canadian citizen right now who's serving jail time in the U.S. for selling marijuana seeds. Seeds, not even plants. Keep in mind, you can't smoke these things and get high. They're just seeds. You might as well be selling carrot seeds for all it's worth, because if Buddy doesn't know how to grow it, it's nothing. And he's in jail because somebody from the States ordered seeds from him as a Canadian company. The American customs let it past the border and get mailed to him. And so now Mark Emery's in jail.
It was basically a setup because they knew exactly what was going to happen. All packages from outside the U.S., even inside the U.S., get scanned. They see that shit. And once they saw that shit, they were like, all right, we're going to follow this package and see where it ends up. And then we're going to go back to whoever sent the package and put them in jail. So both of those persons are probably in jail right now for something that's basically still a seed product. If that's like getting basically.
Not only that, but he's a Canadian citizen who is serving jail in America because an American bought seeds off of him.
Exactly.
Huh. It's not illegal to sell seeds in Canada.
You can get 3 years.
I could walk down the street with a garbage bag of seeds and wave them in a cop's face, and he can't say anything to me because it's not a pot plant until it's grown and has roots.
You can get 3 years for a seed. You can get 3 years for a seed.
One seed is one plant in the States.
Right, but that's stupid. You know what I mean? Like, if you're walking down with... Like, I get if you're walking down with the ingredients to fucking meth, then maybe you shouldn't get arrested because you could make it, or you might actually just like NyQuil. But if you're walking down with a seed plant that is weed, it's like one of those abortion things, you know what I mean? Is it a baby before it's grown? Is it not? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's a weed seed, it's weed seed, but it's weed.
Well, wait. Since we're on the subject of pretty much how America's their laws on drugs, pretty much there's this new drug. You guys probably heard about it,
Mollies.
It has every fucking illegal thing that could ever be possibly specified as a drug in one fucking thing. Fucking ecstasy, LSD, cocaine, all in one motherfucking thing. And people are taking this shit all the fucking time. And I have yet to hear a person get arrested and put to jail for it. They probably have, but I'm yet to hear it over the fucking media. Even though I hardly watch or read any media tabloids because, you know, tabloids.
They're bullshit.
But still, I've yet to hear about that over like CNN or something like that because they basically just want to, you know, specify since marijuana is the most used drug throughout the United States, if not the whole world, that they want to just demolish that before they get to anything else. But you got to think about it. It's not really a drug. Everything else that can be specified as a drug, even the ones that are pretty much over-the-counter prescriptive drugs, are still drugs. And some of them do have things that are hallucinogenic. But weed, on the other hand, it has its benefits. It really does. It helps out a whole lot of things, especially with glaucoma and many other reasons. But yet, when you have cocaine and ecstasy, LSD, and all that, work on that first because that's the most main thing that's being put out throughout the whole world. People may smoke marijuana a whole lot, but the bigger problem is all the other drugs.
Right.
So basically, since the war on drugs, weed, marijuana specifically, is going to sour, they got to work on just other drugs from there on because it's like, why would you really focus on one specific drug that's, again, not specified, not really a drug?
Let's say not
and turn a
harmful.
blind eye to others.
I'd say not harmful. I mean, it is still mind-altering, so I guess you could classify it as a drug, but it's not harmful. It's less harmful than, say, alcohol. More people have died from drinking alcohol than have died from smoking weed, and that's because nobody has ever died from smoking weed.
You will never ever hear anything about a person dying from weed. You will only hear about, you know, problems and what it does and all that crap and what it does to you and all of that. But have you ever heard about a person dying off of marijuana? Never.
Have you ever heard of somebody getting too stoned and beating their wife?
Okay, maybe that's different. That's different because maybe they have marriage problems. So, you know, maybe it just happens to come out.
You never heard of a guy who went out with his friends, stayed out too late, got too stoned, came home and decided to beat his wife because he was too high and didn't know what he was doing. But I've heard stories of guys that have gone out, gotten drunk, come home, gotten in an argument with their wife and beat the snot out of her because they were wasted.
Right.
Basically, alcohol is a legal drug. Cigarettes, tobacco is a legal drug. Fucking Advil is a legal drug. Fucking basically anything that you can get in any fucking store is legal, but yet at the same time, it does fuck you up.
Yeah, here's the thing about drugs. Well, remember when we said we have the basically classified drugs as what it is? You know, if it's a plant that grows, it's not classified as a drug. If you got to change its fucking chemical propositions, I don't know what the fuck you do to it, but if it changes in any way from whatever it was, then it's a drug. But my problem is this: when you think about it as steps, right? Let's say, I don't know what the worst drug is. From what you're saying, if Mollies are the worst drug because it's got all the drugs in it. So
that's basically what I would specify as the worst drug right now. Because again, yeah, it has every fucking thing, everything.
Right. So you have that at the top, right? Then you go down. Let's say you have what's that shit that people eat in people's faces?
Fuck, I forgot. I don't forgot what the hell that is.
Right.
I wasn't even paying
bath
attention to
salts.
this.
Bath salts. Then you got something else like heroin, right? Then you got something else that's below that. Let's just call it ecstasy. And then you got weed. But have you noticed that they haven't been concentrating at the top? They start at the bottom and try to work themselves up, right? So drugs right now are weed. So let's crack down on all the weed and all the heroin. But instead of spending all that time trying to stop weed, why don't you try stopping that other shit?
Exactly. Because look at where it's getting you. Nowhere.
Right.
Nowhere. Weed is basically known worldwide. You can put that shit on Twitter, it'll be trending worldwide in about 5.3 minutes. Because that's how much people smoke it, that's how much people know it, and that's how much people can know that they can benefit off of it, even though it has its ups and downs depending on, I don't know, the person themselves.
You as an adult should be able to make the decision if you should or should not be consuming something like that.
But now we're talking about it not being legal. Now we're making it legal. I don't agree with making bath salts, making fucking Mollies legal. No. That's a fucking drug.
You can never make that legal. That would make no fucking sense. No sense. Mollies basically shuts down all motor systems, all fucking motor fucking whatever. It basically shuts down a person's brain, all right?
Right.
And they end up doing retarded shit. Just basically, it's like making them mentally retarded for like, I don't know how that long that shit will last in a person's system, but it will make them retarded doing ridiculous shit. But at the same time, heroin it does that, kills your insides. It kills it. From start to finish, it kills it. No matter if you even stopped using it, it kills it.
Yeah.
And then,
I wouldn't know. I don't know anything about it.
Trust me, I've looked through all this shit, and you just gotta see that it really kills a person that ends up doing heroin and all that shit and crack cocaine. It's ridiculous.
Okay. Can we get personal for a second?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you guys a question, okay? And this is the Keep It Real podcast. You ready for it?
Yeah.
You down for anything, Eric? Okay.
I already know the question.
How many people here smoke weed? Really, Osiris? You never smoke weed? Osiris? Okay, that's not good podcast form. Have you smoked weed before?
I have been around.
Even the president has admitted to smoking weed before. So
okay. Now the question is,
we're not asking, do you currently smoke marijuana?
Have you smoked?
Have you before?
Secondhand smoke. I live in the ghetto. I walk through all the marijuana smoke.
I'd not inhale.
So not in first hand, you didn't smoke it yourself.
Cough, 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 cough.
Okay. Please give an answer. So I can move on.
Okay, this is why you gotta put me out on blast. Okay,
this
Eric,
motherfucker smokes weed. Okay, there you go. Are you guys addicted to cocaine?
No.
Never touched the shit. Never in my life.
Are you addicted to Mollies?
This is the first time I ever even heard of that stuff. So
I know what it is. I've never seen it in person.
But you do realize that marijuana is a gateway drug, right? You take marijuana, you're gonna smoke crack. You're gonna take Mollies.
Wait. You got to use quotations on the gateway drug thing because, it's
this is serious.
Drug.
It's been written down on the internet, so it's true.
On the internet.
But no, here's the thing. One thing that you were talking about, Cyrus, this is what you said before, but we didn't hit on it. You can get drugs over the counter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it's been joked about all the time, like with who was it that that had the joke, the little dude that played on Friday, that if you take aspirin, it'll be your last motherfucking headache, right? The same thing with all the other shit. People get addicted to codeine, oxys, you know what I mean? They get addicted to all that shit. But that's legal. And if it's legal, because I'm saying it's legal because you may not be able to get it, easily, but somebody like a doctor can give it to you. A doctor can't give you Mollies. You know what I mean? So it's technically legal. You may need a pass to get it, but it's legal if somebody gives it to you. It makes no sense. And most of that shit that you take, there's jokes about it all the time, that the pills that you take maybe for like a headache will fucking make your dick shrink. You know what I mean? Weed does not make people's dick shrink.
Exactly. People don't understand that, they are, they have been approved by other doctors and shit, but at the same time, you got to really think about it. Over time, that shit, once it's really into your system, once you start continuously using certain type of drugs that are over the counter, you're fucking addicted. It doesn't matter.
You get addicted to NyQuil.
Fucking painkillers.
Right.
Painkillers are what? Over the counter. There's just an over the counter. You can get that shit as long as you're prescribed for it, but yet at the same time, it's not fucking illegal.
Right.
And more people get that shit more than fucking, I don't know, more people get that shit than Mollies. And Mollies is getting popular now. So you gotta be fucking careful of that shit.
My favorite group is Slaughterhouse. Joe Budden talks about it all the time.
I know more people here, personally, that do Oxycontins on a daily basis
That shit is getting
than do cocaine on even a monthly basis.
Right.
And I mean, I know people who are into the drug scene and things like that. So I mean, it's not rare for me to know people who do drugs, but I mean, but Oxycontins, honestly, I'm willing to say is probably one of the fastest growing drugs out there for people being addicted to it, because it's so cheap and readily available, because you can go to your doctor and complain that you got a sore back and he'll prescribe you Oxycontins, because that's the most common painkiller on the marketplace right now.
Yeah.
I mean, a few years back it was T3s, now it's Percocets and Oxycontins, and almost everybody and their brother is doing them because you can get them anywhere.
Exactly. The whole 20 years ago, literally the rage throughout, I don't know, the whole United States was, crack, cocaine, marijuana, LSD, and all that crap. But nowadays, like you said, you got Oxycontin and all different types of painkillers. So at the same time, you got to think about it. Back in the days, those were cheap. Those were dead cheap. And now you got Oxycontin and all that being cheap as hell and being stronger than cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta think about it like this. If you can get those type of drugs over the counter, people can't really make jokes about that, because you can get addicted, you can get strongly addicted, and you can pretty much no one's really getting arrested for that. You're just dying once you hear this shit over the news. A person has died over overdose of Oxycontin and other shit, Percocet and all that. But at the same time, do you really hear about a person getting arrested because they had it with them? Even if they had, a fucking book bag full of fucking Oxycontin pills?
No.
But yet, once a person has a small ass amount of marijuana, they're put in jail for about 10 fucking years. 10 fucking years.
Doesn't make any sense.
It's fucking ridiculous. The laws in the United States.
Go ahead.
The government is basically taking a blind eye on things that are basically prescribed for people and prescribed from doctors. But you gotta think of it this way: what's worse right now?
Well, and furthermore, it's the taxpayers' money that's paying to keep all these young people in jail for a nickel bag that they had in their pocket because they were at a party with their friends, and their whole life is ruined now because of it, and you're paying, thousands of dollars in taxes as a country to keep this kid in jail to make sure that he can never, ever contribute to the economy again. And
what's worse what's worse about it is that how the government always likes to bitch about how the jails are getting overpacked because of, I don't know, serial killers, murderers, drug dealers. But at the same time, you got that one large amount of people who are going to jail for drugs. But yet you also have the same ones who are in jail for other reasons, but yet they're in jail for, again, other reasons, but yet they have done that shit and have been addicted to all that stuff. Yeah. So you're overfilling the jail with people who are getting arrested for carrying illegal substances, but yet you're not arresting doctors and shit for giving a person about 5 fucking things of Oxycontin just because they had a sore back, sore leg, something sore, and they just needed it to get by. Come on now. It's kind of obvious that they're addicted to it and they need their daily refill.
Yeah. And you also have to think about, with the jail time you were talking about people being in jail for other things. Like, I bet if somebody robbed somebody, they'd get less time than people in jail for dealing drugs.
They are getting less time. If somebody, like, if I can remember, because, you know, I haven't been to school, so I can hardly remember the laws and shit. But if I can really remember, for shoplifting, you can get a year from shoplifting. 10 years by having a little ass thing of marijuana. I'm going to stick with that. Little ass thing of marijuana can get you 10 years. That's fucking ridiculous because, again, where's really the law on that being pushed down upon people? Because, yeah, we have a whole lot of legal substances, but yeah, we have legal substances that is about as strong as the ones that you specify as illegal, if not stronger. But yet down they have that more out there on college campuses and fucking cities and shit, and fucking up all the future kids, all the people who could be future fucking heads of corporations and shit. And they're going to end up being addicted to all this type of shit. Once they're out there put in the real world, they're not going to be able to fucking work really because they're just going to want their daily refill over and over again.
Well, and it comes back around to the problem of like I said earlier, it's a problem of social acceptance. It's socially okay for somebody to, you know, crack open a bottle of Tylenol and pop back a couple Tylenol while they're sitting at their desk at work because they got a headache, where, you know, it's completely frowned upon if somebody were to go outside on their smoke break at work and spark up a doobie. They would get all looked at, and it's just not socially acceptable. So people look at it as, oh, that's bad, whereas, oh, this guy's taking Percocets, oh, that's okay because it's medicine.
I get a fucking look when I go outside on my fucking smoke break and I just smoke a cigarette. I get those fucking looks all the time. It's like I'm just smoking a cigarette. What? You got a problem with it? If you have a problem with it, you know, stay 5 feet away. I don't want to blow my fucking secondhand smoke in your face. So I'm trying to do you a favor by blowing it behind me so it won't be in your face.
Right. And that's another thing we don't talk about is the fact that it's okay and it's not socially acceptable to smoke right in front of other people, but at the same time, like, think about this, like, it's socially acceptable for, like, people overweight to go in stores and buy 500 things of, like, let's say McDonald's, you know what I mean, buy 5 cheeseburgers, you know what I mean, that's not a problem, but that'll kill you just as quick as cigarettes can. That'll kill you quicker.
Come on now, with that, that's basically corporations just trying to get their money. That's basically it. It's just big corporations just wanting their $3 worth. That's basically it. So, you know, they want to put all ads and shit like get the Angus burger or fucking Mc whatever and shit, and they would just want to, you know, they don't really care if it, you know, fucks a person's fucking physical system up, if it fucks up their physical appearance or fucks up their insides. As long as they're just getting their money out of it, they don't really care.
Yeah, we've all seen, what was it, Super Size Me? We've seen what's in that shit and what happens to it.
Well, and even still, I mean, you're an adult, you're a big boy. You can make the choice of whether you're gonna go and get a salad or you're gonna get a Big Mac. I mean,
well, no, we're talking about.
Furthermore, when it comes to fast food as well, like there's this big stigma that, oh, you eat fast food, you're gonna be unhealthy and be fat. Komodo Mojo knows me. I eat McDonald's on a regular damn basis, and I mean, like, look at me. Why? Because I don't go there and eat a double Big Mac, and when I get halfway through it and realize that I'm full and I shouldn't have ordered a double Big Mac, I don't sit there and scarf the whole double Big Mac down just because that's what I got. I mean, if I'm full, I'm full. I'm not going to continue eating. And I realize that I eat this crap food, so I walk to work. I take the stairs. I'm not a lazy ass about it.
Well, here's the thing with that. Like, you're a skinny dude, right? And I'm a fat dude. I could talk about being fat more than you can.
Well,
For instance, like,
Man,
I haven't been to McDonald's in 6 months. I'm still fucking fat. So it goes with your point. But I want you to talk about this. You don't think things are addictive? Try eating one chip.
No, I'm saying, yeah, it's addicting, but as an adult, I mean, you can make that decision. Am I going to go to McDonald's today, or am I going to, go to the deli and get a sandwich? They're both right next door to each other. I mean, if you make the decision to go to McDonald's and get that fucking double Big Mac, and then you have a stroke tomorrow because of it, I have a very hard time feeling pity for you, because you went and bought that Big Mac and put it in your own damn mouth. Ronald McDonald didn't shove it down your throat for you.
Yeah.
But wait. But when it comes to that, you got to think of it this way. Big corporations, like McDonald's, Burger King, and all that shit, they like to push their ads in front of people's faces, buy all whatever this and buy all whatever that. And people just, they literally eat it up. They have no problem with eating it up. And when they do, they don't really realize the backlash of it. But at the same time, you got to think of it this way. Food itself is addicting. I'm just saying that straight off the back. Food itself is addicting. Depending on what you eat, it's addicting. It doesn't matter if you're eating a salad. Well, it actually does matter. It matters if you're eating a salad to where you're like making your own type of, I don't know, burger with all that type of extra shit on it, with like fucking, I don't know, whole wheat bread and mayonnaise. I don't know why the fuck you put a mayonnaise on a burger, but still, put that extra shit on it. It's fucking addicting. But that's what people want, because again, big corporations own whatever they're trying to push into your face. Mm-hmm. They slap a label on there. They'll put whatever they want in that jar, and make sure that you will continue to buy it and continue to eat it. As long as you're feeling satisfied from what you're tasting, they will continue to push that shit out there in your face, as long as they're getting their money out of it.
Right. And it's a lot harder for people to actually lose weight. Think about it. How much is a fucking gym membership? And they're like, yeah, you can just do it at home. And yeah, you can. But who wants to fucking do that? Think about it. You work 8 hours a day. You sleep for 8 hours a day. There's also 8 hours in between those where the rest of your day is. So yes, you can take 30, 40 minutes out of your day. You know what I mean? But when you go to a gym, that takes 40 minutes at least to drive there. Then it takes another 20 minutes to actually say, fuck, I should go in this motherfucker. And when you stare at it, so there's an hour gone. But it's not easy to, like, lose weight. Like, I probably know most of you don't know this, but 4 out of the 7 days a week, I'm a vegan. Or vegetarian. I'm not a vegan. I don't give a fuck about animals that much. But, yeah. Like, I'll eat fucking a salad or something that isn't a meat product, right? I've done this for a month and a half now. I've lost 10 pounds, probably more than that, which is great. But it's not that simple to just don't eat this and you'll lose weight. It's not that simple.
Basically.
Yeah, we're talking about food. Osiris is eating. You see how addicting it is?
You gotta exercise and stuff too, though. I mean, like, it's not as simple as, just diet. I mean, yeah,
well, it should be. But that should be calories in, calories out.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Why doesn't it?
Burn the calories.
You do burn the calories. You're burning calories by talking.
Well, yeah, but
right.
So you're gonna have a nice fit jaw.
I'd never have a fit jaw, but it's not that simple. And it's easy for I don't want you to take it. But like,
you brought up Super Size Me earlier. There's actually a documentary somebody made in response to that, where he took the Super Size Me channel and did the exact same thing that Morgan, whatever his name is, guy did. Only he actually lost weight.
Osiris, mute your mic when you do that.
Sorry, man. I was just getting an apple.
Stay healthy.
See, there you go. Eating healthy. Guy's probably gonna do some push-ups later.
That's the reason why I bought this refrigerator. That's the reason why I bought this refrigerator. Because I'm an overweight guy. I have no problem with saying that. But I plan on losing weight. But the thing is, all these big corporations like to push that shit on the face. And I was a sucker for it, not really a sucker as much as going to McDonald's and buying all that shit because I haven't been to McDonald's in like literally months, probably longer than Kimura Mojo, but
6 months.
yeah, probably longer than that. But me, I'm still an overweight guy. I plan on losing weight. I'm on my straight up fruits fucking diet. Sometimes a little snack here and there, but you know that's not this late at night. I was eating a whole wheat cookie. But the point of the matter is, it is very difficult to lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
I was lucky to lose weight around the age of 19, but yet I gained that shit back magically. Like I was still just eating normally. It wasn't like excessive, but I don't know. It just ended up gaining back tenfold because I'm way overweight right now. But
I lose like 10 pounds just lifting a hamburger to my mouth. So
I used to weigh 180 pounds in high school. A year later, I was 260 pounds.
And you were basically eating the same way, right?
Yes. I was actually eating less.
And exactly, the shit is happening. I don't know what it is, but I guess it's genetics. I don't know.
Right.
Even though my family is big, but no, not as big as me. Well, they do gain overweight over time, but you know, I mean, it could be genetics that end up having with that over time. And Eric was just a lucky one.
Eric, are your parents big?
My like grandfather's side of the family and everything, where they were all like tall, lanky, skinny people like me. So I think I got all their genes. Whereas my grandmother's side of the family was a little bit heavier.
Exactly.
Everybody on my side is bigger except for like one.
Yeah.
Exactly. See, with my family, it's like majority on both sides are big. So basically, I guess, you know, outcome of it. But it's a good fucking apple. But at the same time, again, some people are the lucky ones that can go to fucking McDonald's and still basically gain nothing. I've known a lot of people that basically could like go to McDonald's, order mad shit, gain nothing out of it. Probably lose weight.
I think I ate McDonald's like 6 times last week. And 2 days in a row, it was like breakfast and dinner at McDonald's. Mind you, like every time I go to McDonald's, I go there a lot because I do work right next door to one. But every time I go there, I don't order like, you know, a Big Mac. I'll go there one day and I'll get, say, like one of the like chicken sandwiches, and then the next day I'll grab like, you know, maybe just like a wrap or something like that. And I don't go there every day, but when I do go there, I try to be conscientious of what I am eating. I don't just gorge out on Big Macs all day. I do try to get, you know, the change up in there, get some vegetables and things like that in there as well. But you gotta do the exercise and burn the calories that you're bringing in. Otherwise, you're gonna eat all these calories. You're gonna burn some of them, but it's just gonna sit there in your body. You're not doing anything to work it all out.
But what you said about when you go to McDonald's and you get a Big Mac, where you don't have to get a Big Mac, you can get something like a salad, right? Do you have any idea how many calories are in those salads? Or have you ever tried one of those yogurts? Do you have any idea how many calories are in that?
Do you have any idea how many calories is in your average five-star meal at a gourmet restaurant?
Never been. Not about that life.
You're talking about 3 times more calories than any Big Mac meal.
Okay.
But that's what I mean. It's not when you go to a high-class restaurant that has more calories in one of their meals, unless it's some sort of low-fat thing. But if you have like a big meaty pasta, that's way more calories than you would ever have eating at a McDonald's. And the worst part too is when it's pastas, is that's a lot of empty carbs and stuff, because you're just eating yeasty pasta. There's not any sugars or anything nutritional value to it that your body's gaining from. So you're bringing in those carbs and burning it and leaving yourself with a bunch of empty water weight. So I mean, if you eat something lean like a chicken sandwich that's got a lot of protein to it, you know, you got some lettuce on there that gives you your iron and fiber, you got some tomatoes which has the natural sugars and acids and all that kind of stuff. So it's more of a balanced thing. It's really about taking in things that your body can gain from, and then making sure that you're doing something to burn more than what you're bringing in.
When's the last time you done push-ups?
Me?
Yeah.
I do 1 push-up and or sit-up a day, and that's when I get out of bed.
How many miles have you ran this week?
This week? Oh, I don't run. I'm a smoker.
That's
I
what
walk
I'm
to
saying.
work every
like,
day,
you're
though.
saying that, but
I
you haven't
walk,
done it and you're still skinny.
I walk at least 2 miles a day.
Uh-huh.
See, that's the reason why.
One to work and one from work. And
I do the same
also
just
live
to
on
get near work.
I live on the 3rd story of my house, so I gotta walk like 4 flights of stairs just to get downstairs to my damn kitchen to make a bagel. So,
right, but I think all we're saying is this: it's not one thing or another. It's not just simply choose a salad. It's not just work out. It's not just pick a salad.
No.
I think I said that before, but you know what I mean. It's not one thing.
I think a lot of it too is just depends on your body type and your own metabolism and how your body takes stuff in. I mean, some people are just meant to be bigger people. I mean, if you want to look into the science of it, there's actually genetic studies that show that African Americans are meant to be more muscular than white people are. And
that's a given.
It's just the way that they evolved and the genetics worked out. They as a people as a whole are just are capable of being more muscular and structurally there than say a white person is, and it all really just has to do with we evolved and grew in different places. They grew in a place where running and chasing and hunting was a lot more important, where we went to places where it got cold in the winter, so we hunkered down, built houses, and stayed put. So we didn't have to travel nearly as much, didn't need as much muscle, so we lost all of that, etc. So a lot of it really does just go to the way we as human beings have changed over the years and years and years, I think.
Right.
But see, that's the thing. A lot of people nowadays are really reckless when it comes to eating just altogether, because they don't really look at their background and see that, their great-grandfather was big, their great-grandmother was big, and then see that there's probably going to come back. Things like that don't really jump a generation. It happens. And when they get reckless and start eating like as if it was, eating Big Macs and then big fucking go to McDonald's for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, they don't realize that shit can end up fucking combining with your genetics and end up with you being obese.
Yeah, that's a good point, because you bring up something that's maybe in the future. Like for right now, think about this. Right now, they can test your brain for when you sleep to tell you what you were dreaming about. You know about that, right?
Yeah.
Like certain spots in your brain. Why, if we can do that, why can't we sense genetics that say, hey, this guy in his line is going to be obese if something doesn't happen? When babies are born, they should test that shit. Do they have a greater chance of getting obesity? Do they have a greater chance of getting autism? It should
they are actually looking at how to point that stuff out, because this is like the reason why they're starting to uncover all of this stuff now is because we really didn't have the technology to look into all this sort of thing until the last few years. Like I've been watching a lot of stuff on this sort of thing lately, and recently they've made like leaps and bounds, and they're actually starting to understand the way DNA works and how it fits together and what makes up the different parts of us. So they will be able to say, take a blood sample of you and your wife and look at them and say, your child may have a 40% chance of having diabetes. They wouldn't be able to tell you perfectly because there's still that little bit of magic to it that happens, but they would be able to give you a rough idea. And then they're saying, eventually they would even be able to say, go in and tweak it. And, if, your kid's going to have autism, we can fix that if you want. And that's been a big point of contention about it is, are we playing God at that point? Are you tweaking with the way things are supposed to be by, doing something as simple as making somebody's kid have blonde hair instead of brown hair because they want their kid to have blonde hair?
But you got to think of it this way. You shouldn't mess with genetics. Let things happen. If it's supposed to happen, let it happen. You mess with genetics, you can fuck it up.
No, I'm not talking. I don't think anybody should mess with genetics. We shouldn't change whether you'd have white hair or, I mean, blonde hair or black hair. But you should be able to sense whether, or have a sensor or some sort to say this person is, this has this much of a possibility to get something, so you can fight it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, basically be able to be prepared for what's going to happen in the future. But what Eric is saying is, I'm guessing that you can basically alter DNA.
If they know which part of the DNA would say give you a certain color hair, well, they know it's there. How hard would it really be for them at that point, theoretically, to just go in and change that 1 to a 2, and now you have blonde hair instead of brown hair? And that's the one thing is people are saying, like, okay, yeah, we'll be able to tell if your baby's going to have autism. Well, autism's something that's incurable. There's nothing you can do about having an autistic child. So this isn't like, you know, diabetes or cancer where you can prepare for it and get ready to fight it. You know, your kid's going to be autistic. They're going to be autistic. There's nothing you can do about that. Well, they're saying we'd be able to fix that and eliminate autism so that there wouldn't be any more autistic children. Well, there's a lot of people, and I want to say the majority of them, I could be wrong, are the religious people are saying that, well, that's not right. And, you know, the other people are saying, especially people who have autistic children, are like, you don't understand what it's like to raise and care for an autistic child, and what a blessing it would be to have a cure for it.
Right.
Whereas other people are saying, well, it's wrong because now you're messing with, you know, God's work type deal.
Right. But then it comes down to society. Would you rather, like, let's say your kid had cancer and was dying from cancer. They want to fix that and get rid of the fucking cancer. But when it comes early, they're like, no, let's just have him cancer so that my kid can have to go through all that pain just so I can feel better about it themselves.
Well, that's the thing, is once they're able to take the genetic code and say, okay, right here is what causes cancer. Well, if they start eliminating that from everybody who's born, eventually cancer is just going to be gone because we'll have eliminated it entirely from the genetic strand, and that won't be something that's in our genetic code anymore. Because the theory is that the potential for somebody to have cancer is already built into every single person. It's just a matter of whether or not it clicks on.
Right. Yeah, but right now we're still basically at the learning stage.
Yeah.
So right now, you can't even really say that 100 years from now that we'll be able to perfect something like that. We'll still be learning by then because.
To be honest, I think it would be way less than 100 years.
I still say about 100 years we'll still be learning from that because, you know, that's just something that you can't be perfect on. You can still mess something up. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Here's my whole thought process on this: is when we're talking about technology and maybe fixing people, in my head, what clicks is this. If we are able to do something like that, why don't we do it instead of trying to go to the fucking moon? We don't even know what's on our planet or in our own fucking cells, but we're concerned about going to the moon. Why haven't we fixed cancer? I got a fucking iPhone. I can't tell you how many fucking things it can do, but I still can die from cancer. What the fuck is the point of this? Our priorities are fucked. Okay, Eric, I'm looking at you right now. How many miles away are you?
I don't know how far Montana is from Ontario, but pretty damn far.
There's a modem right over there, right? There's no wires that go into a wall. That's it. There's no wire that goes to your house, but somehow in the fucking air, there's this little right that goes into my fucking computer, and I can see you and talk to you. But I don't know what the fuck cancer is. Like, it's stupid.
Oh yeah, like apparently we have a whole lot more time to find out more things about what's going on in other galaxies, how we could see from there. But yeah, we don't have a whole lot of time to try to find out what the fuck is the problem here.
Right. It's so stupid. It's like...
And people are upset they shut down NASA.
Yeah, people are upset they got shut down NASA. Look what happened to fucking Russia. I've seen Armageddon. I know how to fix it.
I think what happened is Obama came in and he was like, all right, white people, there's no such thing as aliens. We're shutting down NASA.
Oh, that's the thing I was thinking about the other day with that Russian thing, the asteroid, how nobody fucking knew about it till it hit. That's a fucking alien. There's aliens on this planet. We just had it happen in Russia. They're in Russia right now, in Moscow. Just chilling.
Yeah, they're chilling in Moscow, drinking all types of liquor. That
was an alien. Because if something hit with that kind of force, I don't know how big it is. I'm not a fucking scientist. I'm just thinking if something hit that big and it hit the fucking ground, I've seen a nuclear weapon, right? I would assume that a fucking meteor coming down to the planet just, right, would be bigger and kaboom a lot farther than a dude that's taking a picture of it with his camera. You know what I mean? He wouldn't be there anymore. That's a fucking alien. I don't care what anybody says. Fucking ET's on this shit now, but it's fucking finger pointing at the fucking phone home and shit.
I feel like I need to like brush my hair up like this and go, it's aliens.
Aliens.
No, like I don't think it's aliens, but I mean I wouldn't be surprised. Who the fuck would be surprised? We went to another planet. Why couldn't something else?
Well,
True.
I don't know.
I mean, you gotta think about it. How's that shit not detected? How is it not detected when we have so much shit basically surround? We have so many satellites that can basically tell us what the fuck is in our nearby, nearby this basically like the atmosphere, and yet we didn't find out about asteroid until the shit hits. That's a bit suspicious.
Everybody would have known about that shit if it was on the internet. That would have hit Twitter in a minute.
Back in like the early 2000s, there was actually like they have these radio satellites that pick up radio transmissions just coming from space, and apparently normally all they get is just white noise. It's just like
wow
from space.
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently back in the early 2000s, they did actually get a signal that didn't make any sense.
No, it was wow.
Yeah, the wow signal is what it was called, because when the guy saw the signal on the page as it was printing out, he actually circled it and wrote wow. And to this day, there's not a single person who knows exactly what caused that signal. They haven't been able to make it repeat or happen again. So like this signal did come from nowhere. It was
aliens. It was aliens basically telling them, "The fuck you doing? You're interrupting our television. Stop it!"
Yeah. But the one thing that they did say, they were like, you know, if there is this highly advanced and intelligent being out there in the galaxy somewhere, why the fuck would they want to waste their time sending us some backwards ass message to some like hicks who live in the backwater space? Like, because clearly, I mean, if there's one advanced civilization, there's got to be more than one. So we're obviously not in the right neighborhood to be associated with them, and they're clearly in the gated community with all the other super intelligent beings, and we're the fucking rednecks of the galaxy who are fucking stuck in the swamps over here known as Earth.
You know, have you seen that YouTube video where they've taken all the nuclear blasts and you could see it from outer space? Now imagine if you were a fucking just like... You haven't seen that shit?
No.
Oh my god, dude, it's crazy. Everybody should look at that. The YouTube of the explosions, time lapse or whatever throughout history. Now imagine it's us, right? Imagine we're sitting here, right? We're just like, oh, what's going on? Let me take a look at this telescope, right? And there's people out there, like if we were aliens, I'm just saying. And we're looking at a planet, and all of a sudden we see these bright lights, because you can see the explosions from outer space. And we see these bright lights, right? And we're like, oh shit, what the fuck is that? I am not going to that motherfucker. And then what comes out? 30 years later, wow.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to go to an exploding planet either.
Yeah, the wow was probably wow. Look at them dumbasses blowing themselves up with fucking bombs and shit.
Yeah, we just got the shit. They were just looking at us through their telescope like, fucking idiots.
They're doing the fireworks.
We figured out how to make atom bombs, and we made a never-ending power supply and moved over here to the safe part of the galaxy. Those dumbasses are just blowing themselves up with it.
Exactly, because basically, if you think about it, if they're considered the advanced, of course we're primitive.
Yeah.
Of course. So you gotta think of it this way. They wouldn't really spend time. They would probably look at us because they're like, look at those dumbasses. Fucking idiots. Happy we're not over there. I'm happy that we moved whenever they were trying to evolve. But at the same time, there'll be no reason for them to mess with us. It's basically like this. Imagine a little kid that was told to specifically stay out of a certain area of, I don't know, their neighborhood because it was bad. And yet they still went to go in if there was aliens on that meteoroid, on a meteor, I'm about to say Metroid, whatever. On the meteor, basically, that's basically that little kid just wanted to peer in, see how the neighborhood is, and head the fuck home.
Yeah.
Because nobody, if there's aliens out there, if they are, technically speaking, they wouldn't really give a fuck about us. Because, like us, we already know the outcome. We're fucked in the end.
Right.
As a planet, we're fucked in the end.
Well, I think we should start wrapping it up.
Now, this is a really good apple.
Making me want an apple.
It's a Granny Smith apple. Really good.
So you got a pizza. The skinny guy gets a pizza, the fat guy gets an apple, and look what happens.
I don't go fuck.
There's a pizza here the whole time. I brought that home from work with me.
I don't care. Apple,
yeah,
take that.
Like I said, guys, I think we should start wrapping this up. Anyway, I hope you liked this podcast. It was very entertaining. You will see more. This will be going on our actual channel. We have a Four Guys channel that was started by Eric. Everybody say thank you, Eric. Eric has put a lot of time and dedication into this podcast. Soon we are going to be doing it on Twitch, which will then be uploaded onto the Four Guys podcast. And once again, done by Eric. Apparently I'm wrong. Wait, I'm this way. Thank you, Eric.
I'm going to look into doing it live stream to YouTube using Wirecast.
Okay.
It's just going to
I think that's better.
Yeah, because, I mean, I do want to try to keep it on YouTube. Twitch is a good thing to live stream to, but it's for gaming. I don't want to be that guy that's podcasting on Twitch. So I'm going to look into getting Wirecast. I'm going to probably have to bug RPM about it.
Yeah, I'm doing it as well.
I think Sant actually told me that he has a download for it, so I'm going to attempt to get it off of him or bug the people at RPM to send it to me so that we can just do this straight to the Four Guys channel in the future. Mm-hmm. So yeah, anyways, continue on. I just wanted to step in before that passed.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. But and I know there's not Four Guys here, and it is the Four Guys, but it's called Three Guys for right now, or it should be that way.
Killer Bunny's got to be up for work in like 6 hours, so he had to go to bed.
And I have to be at work in pretty much, 8 hours.
Yeah. So basically what you see is what you're getting. We are going to discuss more about getting this onto, let's say, iTunes or Stitcher. And we have talked about it. It's just that we're not really sure how to do that yet. But once we do, look forward to that. But for now, please subscribe to my guy on my left, O'Stivers was here, and the guy on my right, Eric Walsh. And please, if you're at my channel, please subscribe to me. Also, Killer Bunny, a.k.a. LOL Champ U.S.A, even though he wasn't here, please show him some love because he will be on there too. And if we can't get 3 or 4 of us, we're hoping that once in a while we can do I have a guest on, so maybe somebody you know, maybe one of the bigger YouTubes. Obviously, we can't get PDP or none of them because I don't want them good dudes on here. I'd punch them right in the fucking face. So, like I said, maybe we'll have somebody that's quote-unquote big, but maybe not the biggest.
For the record, if PewDiePie wants to come on my podcast, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you can go on his channel.
Make sure you bring all your subs with you, though, PewDiePie.
I mean, I'll take the subs. I mean, you can come join me. You know, I like you guys. I just
coming for you, nigga. Coming for you.
Osiris wants you.
So, like I said,
join the unit.
For myself, Komodo Mojo.
Remember to join the unit. Osiris is here.
You can come by the bit.ly link, bit.ly/edubs88. You'll get to see Laura Croft's sexy ass on my channel this week. That's right.
I'll beat you to the punch.
And I'll be the only one not doing it.
I'm going to have it right at midnight. Thank you, Steam. It's already preloaded.
You motherfucker.
And
I'll play for 10 minutes, record 10 minutes, and then post 10 minutes, and then play for 10 minutes and post 10 minutes.
You motherfucker.
That's it, guys. Have a good night.
Deuces.